Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, which means it's time for the Magic News. Now, this is where I take all the news that's happened over the course of the week in the Magic community and I bring it to you and let you know what's going on. So first of all, if you have any news that you want me to talk about, just leave it down below in the comments down below and I promise I will get to it for next week's Magic News. There is a bunch of stuff happening. There are a load of conventions. There's a load of things that's happening in the Magic community. So, without further ado, we're going to waste no time and we're going to get on to this week's Magic News. Okay, one of the big things that has been announced recently in the last week is that Piff and Pop are doing a UK tour in September 2026. Now, you're probably thinking, who's Piff and Pop? Well, Piff is obviously Piff the Magic Dragon, who has gone from, like wedding magician in the UK over the last decade to becoming a Las Vegas headliner. Very, very, very well known, obviously. And he's teaming up with Penn from Penn and Teller. That's right, Penn from Penn and Teller. This is going to be Penn's first tour that doesn't involve Teller in any way, shape or form. The promo pictures that are making the rounds on the internet right now are very interesting. It's both Piff and Penn kind of dressed up in identical dragon suits, and the whole thing looks really, really fun. I've got a press release here, which I'm going to read out to you in a second, but before I do, what I find fascinating about this is the first time that Penn and Teller have kind of split up. Not that they're splitting up, but this is the first time that one of the group, one of the double act, has gone off and done something else on their own, especially with another artist. Now, we all know that Teller has been going through some health concerns recently, and I've said on this channel, how much longer is he going to be able to perform? How much longer is he going to be able to tour? Is this the answer to that question? Is it that Teller is winding down and Penn is looking for options outside of Penn and Teller when that double act comes to an end? I'm not too sure. Or is it just the fact that Penn wanted to do something with his friend Piff? I have no idea. But this is the official news. They say Penn Jillette's first UK tour without Teller, Piff the Magic Dragon's first UK show for over a decade, London-born Piff the Magic Dragon to perform a homecoming show featuring Mr. Piffles, the world's only magic performing chihuahua, 9-date UK tour starting 10th of September 2026. Penn Jillette and Piff the Magic Dragon will tour the UK for the very first time with the new show Piff and Pop's Magic Shop for 9 dates in September 2026, kicking off with the Bournemouth Pavilion Theatre on the 10th of September. The tour brings the two icons of magic together for the first time in the UK in an unmissable stage spectacular. Now, what's interesting here is they go into a little bit of details about the show. This unique pairing is the result of legendary magician Penn Jillette and world-renowned duo Penn and Teller, who is touring the UK for the first time without his 50-year companion Teller, teaming up with comedy magician phenomenon Piff the Magic Dragon, star and fan favourite for America's Got Talent. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Their brand new show, Piff and Pop's Magic Shop, promises a night of jaw-dropping magic, side-splitting comedy and unforgettable showmanship. Split into two halves, Act 1 will feature a solo act from both Pop, Penn Jillette, and Piff the Magic Dragon, along with Mr. Piffles, the world's only magic performing chihuahua. Each will take to the stage to showcase their signature styles of magic, wit and wonder, from Penn's sharp storytelling and world-class sleight of hand to Piff's eccentric comedy and offbeat illusions. Act 2 will see the pair return to stage as a duo, blending their unique talents into a one-of-a-kind double act. Expect the unexpected as the dragons combine forces into a larger-than-life finale. So that's really interesting. Really, really interesting. I find that fascinating that they've actually announced this tour. So there you go. If you want to see Piff the Magic Dragon and Penn from Penn and Teller performing together as a double act, then tickets are on sale now, and it's September 2026. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so the next piece of news concerns Joel Dickinson. Now, if you don't know Joel Dickinson, he is a creative genius. He owns and runs the Miracle Studio, which is his website where he sells all of his physical products, along with with memberships and downloads and so on and so forth. He's been around for a very long time as a performer, as a creator. I've interviewed him more than once on this channel, and he's a super nice guy as well. Well, he's just announced something very, very interesting to his mailing list. So I'm going to read it to you and then tell you what I think. So before we dive in, I've got something important to tell you. I've been building something behind the scenes, and if you've ever wanted to create an effect or get your own effect in front of over 12,000 magicians, this is a game changer. At the Miracle Studio, you will soon be able to upload and manage your products online, physical and downloads, manage super generous royalties, and yes, the platform is ridiculously easy to use. So why work with me? I've helped launch some of the biggest and best-selling magic tricks in over the past decade, selling thousands and thousands of units worldwide. And if your effect makes the cut, I'll personally send you out to my growing list of 12,000 magicians, which means big exposure and sales for you. More info coming very soon, but I wanted you to be one of the first to know about what's going on. So that was the email that got sent out. Now, this isn't, I mean, obviously we have to kind of hypothesize because it doesn't really tell us much, but from what I'm reading here, Joel is basically going to be using the Miracle Studio to promote people's products on behalf of them, and have the products uploaded onto his website so that you can effectively sell tricks through the Miracle Studio. Now, Miracle Studio is not the first company to do this. This has been done before many, many times. Theory 11 with The Wire were one of the first to do it, and even now, the Penguin Partner Program at Penguin Magic, once you become a Penguin Partner, you can effectively do the same thing. With the Penguin Partner Program, you can upload physical and digital products, and Penguin will promote it for you. Not necessarily send an email, but they'll promote it on their website. So it's the concept has been done before, and realistically, it's kind of an interesting concept for Joel to do, because normally it's bigger companies that do this. If you think of the scale and the size of Theory 11 when they launched The Wire, if you think of how big Penguin Magic are, you know, they're very, very big. Even the size of both of those, they don't touch the database or the amount of people that shop from somewhere like Murphy's Magic, for example, because they're a wholesaler. But still, it's kind of very interesting that Joel's gone to do this, because it might be a way for people to get their product out there. Now, 12,000 emails sounds like a lot, but in the grander scheme of things, that's actually not a big amount. It's a decent amount, and we all know that Joel is very, very successful with his own products. And up until now, he's really just promoted his own products and kind of online lectures from various other magicians. This is the first time he's kind of said, you know what, I'm going to work with other people and get their products to the marketplace. And Joel does know what he's doing. He is a very, 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 very shrewd businessman when it comes to magic and when it comes to creating magic. We'll have to see how this pans out. I'd like to see a comparison, a side-by-side comparison of the benefits of working with Miracle Studio versus working with Penguin versus working with The Wire versus working with all the various different platforms that allow you to do this sort of thing these days. It's very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. And especially if you're a new creator, if you're wanting to kind of get a leg up in this industry, having your name associated with Joel Dickinson isn't necessarily a bad thing. So I'd like to know how much Joel will do of this as well. So, one of the problems when you're creating magic is the marketing of it, That's why working with Penguin Magic, if you get a trick and you release it with a Penguin Magic or a Murphy's or an Alakazam or somewhere like that, or a TCC, they have the marketing behind it. They are able to do that. They'll create the show reel, they'll do the ad copy, they'll push it out, they'll send review copies out. That's why that's why I work with production companies instead of doing it myself. I just haven't got the time or the resources to be able to do it myself. So that's why I work with production companies. It'll be interesting to see how much of that Joel takes off. So a lot of questions, but it's a kind of an interesting thing to announce, and I think it could be a really good opportunity, especially for new magicians who are wanting to make a name for themselves in this industry for creating. Okay, so you must have noticed recently that there's been a trend on social media, Instagram and TikTok especially, of kind of 20-year-olds hiring magicians for their birthday parties and having a magic show in their living room instead of going out to a nightclub. And I know that this has positively impacted the bookings of magicians all over the world. And, I've talked on this channel before about how magic is now becoming as popular now as it ever has been. And, you know, people that are out there saying magic is dead, it really isn't. And I'm telling you this firsthand from seeing from my end the amount of inquiries and bookings that are coming in and the amount of people that are wanting to book magicians for every type of event, from corporates to weddings to kids' birthday parties and all points in between. Well, that has actually been backed up. A couple of days ago, huge magazine Cosmopolitan, I'm sure we've all heard of Cosmopolitan, put an article up, and I've took a couple of points out of it. They put an article up, and the article, let's see if we can find it here. Where is it? Here we go. The article was all about how sort of 20-year-old people, 20, 30-year-old people are hiring magicians, and how this is becoming really, really popular. I took a paragraph out of it. It's a huge article. You should read it. You can read it online. But one of the things they said is right now young adults are in a deep whimsy deficiency. After years spent in quarantine and a shaky entry into adulthood, shaped by some overwhelming political unrest and economic instability, Gen Z is experiencing historical levels of unhappiness, which is exactly why magic and the escapism it provides is primed for a comeback. The shows satisfy a pretty universal desire to feel amazed, and based on sheer volume of TikTok comments that say something along the lines of, "I forgot you can just hire a magician," or 10 out of 10 use of free will, it's clear that magicians' disappearance from mainstream media made people forget they were even an option. And then another little comment that I pulled out from later on in the article, which was quite nice, was no AI slop or mindless doom scroll can replace the thrill of a well-executed, in-your-face illusion. That's kind of really interesting because, I mean, they talk about how the idea of hiring a magician went away. It never really went away. I'm sure that, you know, the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of professional magicians worldwide will tell you the desire to hire a magician never went away. But when an article in a magazine like Cosmopolitan says that, it makes you think, well, maybe it was less mainstream over the last few years than it could have been. But now this is kind of validation that magic is just as popular now than ever before. You know, America's Got Talent has just ended. A magician didn't win this season. However, magic did really, really well and was well represented. Obviously, you know, that last season of Britain's Got Talent, a magician won Britain's Got Talent. We've got touring shows being announced left, right, and centre. We've got ticketed shows being announced left, right, and centre. You guys know that I did a ticketed show for Magic and Mischief at a theatre near me, and we did 2 shows in one day and sold out, and I only started advertising the tickets 2 weeks before. Magic is very, very popular right now. Now is a golden era for magic. I was talking to my friend Lloyd Barnes about this the other day, and we both agreed magic is in a real golden era, both in terms of the general public wanting to book magicians, but also it's a golden era in terms of creativity and new creators coming in and new people finding magic. So enjoy it, embrace it. This is good times. Okay, so another piece of news. The Blackpool Magic Club have announced that the Family Entertainer Year of the Year competition is back in 2026. Now, they didn't run the Family Entertainer of the Year competition last year. They ran it the year before, and it was very, very successful, very, very popular. It's always a really popular event, you know, at Blackpool. There's so many different things that you can go and see and do, but having the Family Entertainer of the Year competition is always a really, really popular competition to go and see because it's a performance. You get to sit down and watch a performance. So, yeah, it was a very popular competition. It's run for many, many years. Last year, they had a family entertainer show made up of some of the winners from the previous few years. But it's back. It's back this year. And it's a very prestigious title to win. You know, if you win, you can call yourself the Family Entertainer of the Year, which is great for family entertainers and kids entertainers, obviously. Well, it's back. It's going to be held at Blackpool 2026. They've announced it on the website. If you want to apply, you have to send a video in of the act act that you're planning on doing. It can't be an act that you're not planning on doing. It can't just be, hey, I'm amazing, watch this. It has to be the act that you're planning on doing at Blackpool, and it has to be emailed in by November the 25th. Now, you can get all the information from the socials, the Blackpool Magic Club or Blackpool Magic Convention socials. All the information's in there, or you can go onto the website. But if there's somebody out there, there's somebody watching this that could be the next family entertainer of the year, and really that could skyrocket your career. So if you want to apply, they've announced that applications are now open through to the 25th of November. Right, another piece of news that just shows how popular magic is right now worldwide. Jamie Allen's Amaze Show, which has been running since July this year in New York on Broadway, has just announced that they are extending the run through to the 22nd of February 2026. This is huge news. This is huge news. It just shows how popular magic is now. Jamie Allen is an incredible magician. Jamie Allen is an incredible showman, and Jamie Allen is really helping magic to become validated in a way that we never thought it could be. If you haven't seen the interview I did with Jamie Allen on this channel, please go and watch it. It's an incredible interview. But if you want to see the Amaze Show, and I'm telling you right now, Jamie is amazing. So if you want to see the Amaze Show, it has now been extended through to the 22nd of February 2026. So you've got a little bit of time to go and get that ticket. Okay, a couple of conventions coming up. First of all, the Newmarket Shindig, which is hosted and organised by Wayne Goodman, is taking place on the 8th of November, and he's got a great lineup this year. You've got Daniel Bean, who is a circus performer and Wayne's kind of partner when it comes to selling magic, creating magic, the kids and family side of things at least. John Morton, who we all know is just a legend in this industry. John Morton is one of the most creative magicians on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. Chris Congreve, we all know Chris Congreve, just an amazing guy, very, very, very strong creator. And then finally, Peter Nardi, which is a big deal because Peter very rarely lectures, but here he is lecturing as part of the Shindig. So that's a great lineup. Peter Nardi, Daniel Bean, John Morton, and Chris Congreve. There's going to be shows, there's going to be dealers. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be on the 8th of November. And that's the Newmarket Shindig. You can get tickets by just going onto Wayne's website. Talking about conventions, coming up this weekend is the Sussex Magic Convention, the very first Sussex Magic Convention. Now, this is also has a great lineup. You've got Paul Gordon, you've got Wayne Fox, and you've got Chris Congreve, three legends of the UK magic community. And they will be lecturing at the Sussex Magic Convention, which is on Sunday, the 5th of October. So if you want to go and check out some amazing lectures, then head down to Sussex, Sunday, the 5th of October. You get to see Chris, you get to see Wayne, and you get to see Paul. Okay, one more thing, one more convention to talk about, and that's the South Tyneside Convention, which is running from Friday the 17th of October through to Sunday the 19th of October. At the South Tyneside Convention, they have just announced a last-minute addition to the lineup, which is the Oberons. That's right, Mark Oberon has, if you didn't know, formed a double act with his partner, and they call themselves the Oberons, and it is a two-person telepathy act with a twist. Now, I've seen the Oberons perform several times with this act, and it gets better and better and better every single time I see it. It's a very difficult act to pull off, and they're doing it really well now. But they combine their telepathy with other aspects as well, pulling in from Mark's very kind of extensive knowledge and abilities when it comes to magic. And I don't want to ruin anything, but it's going to be great. And then also, while there, Mark is also going to be doing a lecture. So if you are looking for an incredible, honestly, the South Tyneside Convention, it looks like one of the best lineups I've ever seen for a convention. They have literally got the who's who there. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So if you're wanting to, I'm going to be there. Ryland's going to be there. So if you're heading up to the South Tyneside convention, make sure you come over and say hi. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so for those of you that have been following Ryan and Thea, my kids, and their illusion act Magic and Mischief, and you want to see them after their sellout performance at the Rugeley Rose Theatre, there's going to be a few dates where you can see them over the next few weeks. They are going to be performing at the Magic Bar Live in Llandudno on the 11th of October. They're going to be bringing their whole show to Llandudno, to the Magic Bar Live. So if you are around in the Magic Bar Live on Saturday, the 11th of October, Magic and Mischief will be performing there. Tickets are now available on the site, on the website. And also, while there on Friday, the Magic Bar Live had VIP encounters, which is kind of this event where they have some incredible close-up magicians going around and doing magic at the table. Well, myself and Thea will be doing close-up magic as part of that event as well. So if you want to see Thea do magic and you want to see me do close-up magic, then we'll be doing that on Friday the 10th of October. So Friday the 10th of October is close-up by myself and Thea. 11th of October, that's when the Magic and Mischief show takes place. Also, if you are over in Blackpool, Magic and Mischief are going to be at the House of Secrets from the Monday the 27th of October till Friday the 31st of October. They're going to be doing that week run there in the House of Secrets. There's going to be matinee shows and evening shows, I believe. The tickets are on the House of Secrets website. And on top of that, they're bringing the big stuff. They're bringing the big illusions for the Tower Ballroom on the 31st of October as well. So they're going to go straight from performing at the House of Secrets over to the Tower Ballroom, and they're going to have all of the big illusions at the Tower Ballroom. The House of Secrets is a smaller stage. They're doing the smaller stuff there and the bigger stuff at the Tower Ballroom, so make sure you see them there. And then if you're around in Butlins, they're going to be at Butlins on the 1st of November. So if you're looking to see Ryan and Thea perform, there's a few different places over the course of October and November that you can see them. Talking about illusion acts, we should talk about Matrix. Matrix is probably my favourite illusion act of all time. It's definitely Ryland's favourite illusion act of all time. Well, Alex and Kelsey and the team are going to be performing Reimagined, Matrix Reimagined, which is their big show. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like, the amount of stuff that they take to these shows is ridiculous. Well, they are going to be at the Camberley Theatre on the 1st of November, one night only, at the Camberley Theatre in Surrey. So if you're in and around Surrey on the 1st of November and you want to see an absolutely incredible show, then make sure that you go down and see them, because Alex and Kelsey and the team, Matrix Reimagined, are absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's talk about a few tricks that have been bought out over the course of the last week, since last week's Magic News. Now, this is not a review. I am not reviewing these items. I have not had them yet. I cannot comment on them. I'm just telling you some new stuff that's hit the dealer's shelves, and I'm going to give you my opinion based off just ad copy and trailers, to be perfectly honest. So the first thing is No Comment Pro by Asta. Now, I saw Asta perform this live at Magic Live, and now it's been made officially released to everybody in the Magic community, probably through Murphy's Magic. But No Comment Pro is a card trick, effectively, but it's an impossible prediction of a playing card. It looks completely impossible. There is a lot of dealing. There is a lot of dealing procedure, but the way that it was performed to me, it was made quite entertaining, and it was kind of very, very quick and very, very, I don't want to say the word rushed, but you weren't dwelling on the procedure for too long. But there is a lot of procedure to basically eliminate every single card and get down to one card. There's a lot of very clean displays in there that makes it look like there's nothing that could be happening, and yet you're able to predict the card that they end up on, which is cool. Also, you've got the Clink Cap in Bottle by Iarval Magic and Wonder House. This is a new version of the cap in bottle with a specially gimmicked cap that will allow you to do the cap in bottle in a way that's never been seen before. Now, I saw this at, where did I see it? I saw this at FISM. I actually saw this at FISM on the Iarval stand, and I was very, very impressed. It was really cool. Well, it's now been officially made available to all magicians worldwide. So if you want a very cool cap in bottle with a very different method to anything you've seen before, then you might want to look at the Clink by Iarval Magic. Petata, our friends at Petata, have brought out two new items that are now available through all Magic dealers. And the first is the Petata wooden boards, which are basically two wooden clipboards. both in sort of A5 size and A4 size, and they're linked in a very interesting way. In that one of the boards, when you put paper on it and they write on the paper, it's going to transmit that to the other board. And you can lift up the paper and there's a little screen on the receiving board so you can see what the person's written on the board over there. So you can do real-time drawing duplications, for example. You could stand back to back on stage. You could be holding on to your board. They could be holding on to their board. You're drawing, they're drawing, and yet you're able to, at the same time, duplicate the drawing of the drawing that the other person's made. Patata are very, very, very honest with this, and the trailer is very honest. So you look at the trailer and it tells you exactly what this is. So if it's something that you're interested in, obviously it's not cheap. But it looks very, very good from an impression device point of view. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do with this. The best thing to do is to go and have a look at it in any one of your favourite magic shops. Have a look at the trailer and you'll get a good idea of whether this is for you. Talking about Patata, they've also brought out as a standalone item the ballpoint pen. So they've got this special ballpoint pen that looks just like a pen that allows you to write on the board and have it transmit. And it works with all of their writing devices. What's really cool about this is it does look just like a ballpoint pen. Because the problem with a lot of the old school electronic impression devices is you were given a pen that looks like nothing on God's green earth. This looks just like a ballpoint pen. So they've now made those available as a standalone item. And then the final thing that I noticed was Jackie Yu has being advertised to do an Alakazam Academy. Alakazam Academies are amazing because they take place live. You can ask questions to the person live while they're in the studio, and they'll answer the questions live. I've done a few Alakazam Academies, and they're always really fun. Well, Jackie Yu is doing one on the 22nd of October. The tickets are on sale right now. And I can only imagine how popular this is going to be. Jackie has a huge name in this industry, and yeah, this Alakazam Academy is going to be great. Now, talking about Jackie Yu, by the way, and just so you know, it's J-Day. J-Day stands for Junior Day, and it is a special magic convention just for the kids and the young magicians that are in the YMC, which is the Young Magicians Club, which is the Magic Circle's youth initiative. And every year they hold a convention just for members of the YMC. And there's dealers, and they have the Stage Magician of the Year, the Young Magician of the Year stage and close-up championships. And they also have lectures. And this year they've got 2 lectures, Jackie Yu and Lloyd Barnes. I mean, how cool is that? How good is that? I mean, you'd buy a ticket to go and see that lecture, wouldn't you? You go a ticket to buy and see that convention, get to see a couple of really cool competitions, one close-up competition, one stage competition, 6 entrants in each one, Lloyd Barnes and Jackie Yu performing and lecturing, and yet you're getting that free as part of being in the Young Magicians Club. That's why I think everybody under the age of 18 in the UK should join the Young Magicians Club, even if you don't get a chance to go to every single meeting. It's absolutely worth being a member. So yeah, and one final thing about Jackie Yu, by the way, he's everywhere at the moment because he's also going to be appearing at the Magic Bar Live. I think that's going to be on the 1st of November. 1st of November, he's going to be at the Magic Bar Live doing his show as well. So there's a lot of options on the 1st of November. You've got Matrix Reimagined in Camberley. You've got Magic and Mischief up in Butlins, and then finally you have Jackie Yu over in Llandudno in Wales. I mean, that's what I mean. Magic is in a good place right now. It's very, very, very popular. So yeah, those are the tricks that have come out over the course of the last week. Okay, one last thing to talk about, which is something that I've noticed on Facebook a lot recently. I've noticed this happening a lot in Facebook groups where there's people, and I've talked about this on the channel before. I've done rants about this. When I used to do rants on this channel, I've done rants about this. I'm not doing a rant about this right now. It's not, I don't really do rants anymore. But I've noticed recently there's a lot of people going on Facebook groups that are giving incorrect advice. Um, just very, very bad advice about a plethora of subjects to do with performing professionally. And they have been going into this happens an awful lot, right? So you have somebody go into a Facebook group and ask a question about something. It might be business related, might be magic related. They'll ask a question, and you'll get a bunch of people replying, and a lot of people reply as if they are the authority on this subject. And I don't say anything because I'm not really into getting into online battles anymore. But I see some of the replies and I'm like, that's not right. That's not true at all. And I'm seeing this happen an awful lot right now where there's somebody that will give advice in a Facebook group. There's somebody that will give advice in some sort of Facebook thing somewhere. It's not just Facebook, but it happens an awful lot in various different Facebook groups. And they'll reply, and they're just wrong. Now, I know you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, Craig. Who are you to say they're wrong? Advice is subjective. Advice is given from a person's point of view. And just because they're giving advice doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, which I totally get. However, when they're asking something like, how do you get more gigs? How can I get more people to see my website? How can I get my website on page 1 of Google? And they're giving information which will do exactly the opposite. Not only will it not put your website on page 1 of Google, but it will actually actively cause you, if you continue to do this, to have your website blacklisted. When you're asked how to get more gigs and you give advice that just not only will not work, but it just will be just an exercise in futility because it's just going to waste all of your time and you're going to get nowhere with it. That's not subjective. That is giving incorrect advice. Now, if I saw a question where it's like, hey, how do I do the perfect double lift? And somebody answered with something that I disagreed with, that is subjective because that's a person's opinion on how to do the perfect double lift. I have a different opinion to the next magician who might have it, and everyone's opinion is valid. But there's certain things that you ask questions on. There's certain questions that are being asked about magic and about business. And I'm just looking at the people answering this, and I'm just like, you're talking crap. You're talking absolute, complete, and total crap. And a few of the times I've seen these people that have given this advice, and I've done a bit of digging. I've actually looked at their profile, and I've looked at their posting history in the group. And there was somebody who was giving advice on how to get more gigs and this is how to 10x it. Honestly, it was like a Grant Cardone seminar. It was like, this is how you 10x your gigs. This is how you take your gigs to the next level. This is exactly what you need to do. And I went and looked at the posting history, and 3 months ago, the same person was saying, I've got no work. How do I get more work? And I'm just like, how have you gone from 3 months ago getting no work to now being in a position where you feel you can give people advice on how to 10x their level of gigs, especially when what they were suggesting just doesn't work? So the reason I bring this up is just to be careful. Look, ask for advice. Absolutely 100%. Ask for advice because the more advice you get is great. But please remember that you don't know a lot of the time the people that are giving you the advice. I've seen people give advice on how to perform illusions and they've never performed an illusion in their life. And they're giving advice on how to perform illusions based on what they think should be the way to perform illusions, and they don't understand the logistics of a million different things like that. So just be careful, right? If you hear some advice and you think, oh, that's really good advice, then action it by all means. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to decide who to listen to and who not to listen to. And in business, you do this thing called due diligence. Now, that means looking into the source to check the credibility of the source before actioning the advice that they are giving you. Do due diligence on any advice that you're given. If somebody says to you, this is the best way to do it, it might be the best advice in the world. It might absolutely be the best way to do things. But look into it yourself. Do some due diligence on that information, on that advice, but also on the person giving the advice. And I say that to everybody about every piece of advice they've given. Do it on Magic TV. Do it on me. Do it. Any advice that you hear, make sure that it's the correct advice before you action it, because if it's not, you're just going to be wasting a lot of time and becoming a busy fool, and nobody wants to be a busy fool. So there you go, guys. That is another video in the bag. That's another Magic News in the bag. Thank you once again for joining me right here on Magic TV. Now, don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, all you got to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm back tomorrow with the Craig and Ryland review show, so look out for that. And if you didn't see the 5x5 on Monday, go check that out. That's great as well. Netrix members, we're uploading a bunch of new videos into the platform this week, so make sure you look out for that. And if you haven't joined the Netrix, it's my online streaming platform for magicians. Just go to thenetrix.com and you can get access immediately. I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig and this is Magic TV.